Hello everyone, welcome to today's yoga flow. We're going to start off standing in the middle of our mat in Tadasana, our mountain pose, and we're just going to take some deep breaths. So matching the length of your inhale to the length of your exhale. Today's class is all about balance. It's a really big part of surfing, and it's really great to practice that whenever you get a chance. So just keep that in mind throughout today's practice. Take a second to set your intention for this practice, and we'll go ahead and sweep our arms up to meet above the head. Inhale, and then exhale as you bring your arms down to your heart. And we'll do it again. So inhale, hands meet. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to repeat this a few times, so you can do this to the rhythm of your breath. Great job, everyone. So we're just going to walk to the front of our mat, and we'll lift our arms up and sit back into Utkatasana, our chair pose, and then exhale as you bend over, hinging from the hips. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale all the way over, and then we'll inhale and we'll step or hop our feet back into a plank position. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale into your downward facing dog. You can go ahead and walk out to your dog, shifting each heel backwards. Go ahead and lift up the right leg and plant that between the palms. Rise up into your high lunge. We're going to take some deep breaths here, so really just try to sink lower into this. On the next exhale, we'll come down back into plank, Chaturanga, upward facing dog as you inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk her out, and then we'll lift up our left leg, and we'll plant the foot between the palms and rise up into that high lunge. Once again, deep breaths here. On the next exhale, we'll go ahead and come down into our plank. We'll take our vinyasa, so Chaturanga, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to your downward facing dog. And now we can go ahead and hop or step to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale all the way over. And then we'll inhale, come back up to your chair pose, and then to standing Tadasana. We're going to come back into our Utkatasana, our chair pose. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold all the way over again. Hands to the mat, step back into your plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale your downward facing dog. And walk that out. Right leg comes up. We're going to plant it between the palms. This time I'm going to angle my back foot out a little bit, come into my warrior one, and then I'm going to twist into my warrior two. So that back foot is now going to be parallel with the back of your mat, and your arms are out straight. Deep breaths here, and then we'll go ahead and lean backwards just to come into our reverse warrior. That back hand is going to rest on your back leg, and we're just going to reach, keeping our gaze along with the fingertips. And we'll go ahead and come back towards our warrior two. And then we're going to hinge forward towards our front foot, Right arm planted on the ground, your left arm reaches for the sky, our gaze following the fingertips. And now we're just gonna twist a little bit, so switching the arms. Now your right arm reaches up for the sky and you look up towards that direction. And now we're just gonna step back into our plank, take our Chaturanga, up dog, down dog, vinyasa. And walk it on out. And we'll go ahead and raise that left leg up to the sky, plant that between your arms, and rise on up. Angle that back foot out, warrior one, and then we'll go ahead, make that back foot parallel to the short side of our mat, and we'll come into our warrior two. So arms are straight each direction, your gaze is right past the front fingertips. We'll go ahead and take our reverse warrior on the other side. So leaning backwards, that right arm rests on the left and your left arm is reaching backwards. And now we'll come forward, plant that left arm down, that right arm is above the head, angled outwards, our gaze follows the fingertips. And we'll go ahead and twist, so we switch the arms, now looking up at the other arm, and then we'll bring it down, come into Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Great job. We're gonna walk our hands backwards, and then we'll inch by inch roll up, chin popping up last. You can go ahead and just shake out your body, and we'll get ready for our next pose. So at the back of your mat, you're gonna go ahead and step forward with your right foot. We're going to envision that we're grounding that right foot just securely in the ground, and pick a non-moving point to fix your gaze at, and we'll stretch our arms out, and that back leg comes out too, into our warrior three. Really engage your core to help stabilize here. And then we will take that foot and place it either above or below the knee into our tree pose. Hands can stay at the heart, or they can rise on up to the sky. Stand tall, breathe deep. We're gonna hang out here for just a second. We're gonna take our eagle pose next. So take that left leg and lace it over the thigh and then around the shin if you can. And then we'll do a little twisty thing with our arms as well. So just kind of linking those elbows. And then we'll come down, slowly come down into your yogic squat. So your toes are pointed outwards, and you can kind of get your stance a little bit wider if you need. I have pretty long legs, so I did need. Hands to heart, chest comes up, breathe deep here. You can go ahead and place your hands on the floor, rise up into a forward fold, and just have a slight bend in your knees and grab onto your elbows and just hang loose in your ragdoll. You can shake your head no, nod it yes, and just really loosen up. And now we'll go ahead and rise on up, slowly stacking each vertebrae on top of the other. Step back to the back of your mat, and this time we'll step forward with our left leg and enter our warrior three here. So same thing, engage that core, find a non-moving point your gaze at, and just focus on your balance. And we'll bring that leg in, and that foot comes above or below the knee into your tree pose. Hands to heart, or they can rise above your head. Can go ahead and take that right leg and go into our eagle, so twisting it over the thigh, wrapping the foot around the shin, and interlacing your elbows, wrists into your eagle, sitting low. And then we'll go ahead and come down into our yogic squat. Toes pointing out, heels in, chest rises up. And we'll go ahead and sit backwards and grab onto our right foot and bring it towards our body. So this is our heron pose. Can go ahead and release that foot. Scoot up a little bit forward on your mat. We're going to lay on our forearms and push from our feet, really engaging the quads and drawing our bellies up as if there were a string tied to it. And then we'll come down and we'll do heron with the left leg. So go ahead, pull that towards your body. And we can go ahead and release that. And we'll scoot up a little bit on our mat and come up onto our shoulder stand. So just rolling back and bringing your toes up toward the sky. A nice inversion for us today. And we can slowly lower our toes behind us, come into our plow pose. Go ahead and come out of this, so just rolling gently onto our backs. We'll keep our knees in, and we'll go ahead and bring them to each side, just rock it out a little bit. And then we'll grab onto our feet and bring our knees towards the floor for our happy baby. You can rock side to side if that feels nice for you. You can straighten one leg and then the other. Do whatever your body's asking for. Now we'll release our feet. We'll take a big stretch. And then we'll slowly bring our knees back in, take cactus arms or a T shape, and then we'll bring our knees over to our right side, the knees towards your right elbow. And you can use your right arm to kind of push those knees down if you need a deeper stretch. It's really important we keep that left shoulder down on the ground. If only your shoulder or your knees can make it to the floor, then we want to pick our shoulder. And we'll go ahead, bring our knees back to center, and then we'll send them towards the other elbow. Do the same thing on the other side. We're going to bring our knees back to center and then put the feet together and take a reclined butterfly. We'll do a little fish variation so that back is arched and we're resting on the top of our head, lifting that chest up, so we're getting a bit of a back bend in there too. You can go ahead and drop your chest and just lay back in the reclined butterfly. Now we'll lift up our knees and we'll bring our right foot and cross it over the left thigh, and then we'll draw that left thigh close into our body for our reclined pigeon. We'll release that, and now we'll cross the left over the right, pull in that right thigh close. We'll drop our feet to the floor and bring those arms down and lift that belly up into our bridge pose. Imagine there's a string taking your belly and lifting it up towards the sky. And now if you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can come into your wheel, pushing from the arms all the way up into this nice back bend. If you feel like taking it another step forward, we can straighten those legs and get real deep in there in our backs. And we'll come on down very slowly, very gently. And we're going to pull our knees in tight, bring that head up to meet them. Hug yourself. Tell yourself you love yourself. Thank your body for everything it does for you. And then we'll go ahead and release. And we'll straighten the legs, bring the arms down, palms facing up towards the sky in receiving mode. And we will take our Shavasana. We take our Shavasana so that we can take in all the effects from our yoga practice. So really just soak in all the wonderful things you just did for yourself. Very gently go ahead and turn to the right into your fetal position and rest here for another good moment. We take our fetal to take in all the effects from our Shavasana. Feel free to stay here as long as you want, but if you want to go ahead and finish off the practice together, we'll press into our hands, come in to a seated position at the front of our mat, and we'll just take some deep breaths together. Come back to your intention you set for yourself. Reflect on that. Try to match the length of your inhale to the length of your exhale. And we'll go ahead, bring our arms together above the head, palms together, your hands down to the heart as you exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and we'll exhale. Hands come to your heart. And one more time. Palms meet together above the head. Exhale, hands to heart. And we'll bow to seal our practice today. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for doing this for yourself. Say thank you to yourself because you deserve it. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I always appreciate feedback in the comments. And subscribe for more yoga videos.